All right, welcome to
Huzzah.
How Did This
All
Not
right,
Get Made?
welcome to
Huzzah. How Did This
All
Not
right,
Get Made?
welcome
I'm
to
sorry,
Huzzah.
I'm getting a
How Did This
all
Not
right,
Get Made?
Welcome
Yep.
to
I'm sorry,
Huzzah.
I'm getting a
How Did This
all
Not
right,
Get Made?
welcome
Yep.
to
There it is. Sorry about that. We had some technical.
I heard huzzah
Oh.
5 times.
You just kept looping stop.
I realized what it was that was looping. It was the audio
I
is going
just-
through my Zoom, and it goes into the Zoom meeting. It just kept
Before
going.
you do anything else, you might want to change the Twitch stream name and description because I just got a notification that
this is
a test. It's starting
I
now.
think that was part of the
Oh.
test.
Okay.
Was the huzzah. Like, how many huzzahs did you
Mhm,
hear
mhm.
in that last
Yes.
intro?
Let me fix that.
It says,
Just
"How did this
kidding.
not get made?" Trivia.
Yay.
Hey.
Okay.
There you go.
Now we can
And
get
guess
started
what?
proper.
I'm gonna oh wait, I already followed you. I was gonna do this whole thing where I was gonna follow you on the
Mhm.
stream. But turns out I already do, so
Ah.
never mind.
Yay. Okay. Excellent. Now we can officially get started. This is How Did This Not Get Made trivia. We are going to be going through some questions about the unmade films, TV shows that we have gone through. Our contestants that we have here today is David and Alexa.
Mm-hmm.
Now, David and Alexa, I just want to show you something real quick. You two are going to be battling against each other. Now,
Okay.
you're not going to be battling just for pride, which,
I mean, that's good too. But
yes, but the winner of this trivia is going to be receiving this. This is a copy of Nimona. It is a hardcover copy of Nimona. This, as we know, was a movie that we covered last season with Charlie Marlowe and Ella
Cesare.
Yes, with Ella Cesare. Now, something about this is that this movie actually did get made. It is currently on Netflix, but this is the book that it is based on. So you will be receiving that book for the winner.
Did we talk, Dan, about I finally read through the original comic earlier this summer?
I did not.
Yeah, it's good stuff.
What did you think about it?
I liked it a lot. I thought it was great. I thought it was really fun. I don't know. I didn't really have more opinions other than what we'd already talked about or what you had already gushed about it when we did the original episode.
Yeah.
Dan, David just wants you to know that he reads comics.
I
and he's
did. I
excited
read
about it. Okay. That's the whole thing. By the way, so me or David might win Nimona, correct?
Yes.
Okay, so just for context for the audience, me and David are partners. We
Either
live
way,
together.
it will end up in the
So
same
either
house.
way,
Yeah.
I'm a winner, which
Well,
is great.
if that's the case, the winner is also going to be getting a pair of Alexa's glasses.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, David, do not take my classes. He will not be able to handle that power. But yes.
Yes. So, without further ado, I think we can start getting into it.
Yes.
Any questions for me before we go into our trivia questions?
No.
No.
Alexa, you've got every episode of the podcast memorized, right?
Absolutely. Well, I also just want to give context to the audience in case they don't know who I am, because they clearly know Dan, they clearly know David, and I'm not just here because I'm David's partner. Like, I'm also part of the Pipe Dream podcast company family.
Yeah.
Yes, I was like, no, family is better. I'm from Come On Fahuga Pod, so just in case, like, you're like, who is this person? Because Dan was just like, oh, it's David and Alexa, as if everyone knows who Alexa is. But there you go.
You've been on the podcast a number of times.
Yeah, you
Yeah,
were
but
on Tin Toy Christmas. You were on Jaws
That's-
3, People Zero. You had
true.
a slight cameo in the Spider-Man episode.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I did. Oh yeah, that was my Oscar-winning moment right there.
Yes.
That's great. Yeah.
Yeah, so I think our audience was pretty familiar with who you are.
Okay, thank goodness, because
Yeah.
like I didn't know who I was in this context, so I just wanted to remind myself. There you
Yes.
go.
Okay. Let's get into this trivia. So let's start off with question number 1. Once you know the answer, it's going to be all multiple choice for the first round. Just send me that answer. We will see the correct answer right away afterwards, and we will start tallying up your points as we go along. All right. Question number 1. When the members of the Beatles learned that they would be cast in the very first live-action Lord of the Rings movie, Ringo Starr made sure not to be cast as Gollum by claiming which character first? All right, so we have our
Which
answers
is a
in.
great story that Ringo Starr was like, okay, clearly I'm gonna get stuck with Gollum, so I better like claim somebody else now,
Yes.
just to make sure.
And the answer to that is
Yes!
Sam.
I remember that.
See,
Okay.
Sam, both David and Alexa, you have got that correct.
No,
Okay.
no one's gonna believe me as a Frodo, but maybe I could get a Sam.
I could be a
Yes.
Sam. Yeah. I'm the best friend. You know, that's why Ringo Starr. It's not great. Yeah.
All right, we are tied 1-1. Let's
Okay.
move on. In Star Wars Duel of the Fates, what's Rey's last name? Is it A, Organa, B, Solana, C, Skywalker, or D, Palpatine?
I know this one. I remember
be
this.
so
I read
hard.
this script. You read the script, right, Alexa?
Yes.
There's also
I
a
like
graphic
Star Wars.
novel, which is fantastic. Highly recommend
Yeah.
reading that too.
Oh,
All right, we
Is this
have our,
concept art?
yes, this is concept art.
That's
for
a
it.
really
Mhm,
good
mhm.
concept.
Yeah.
art. That's what I
I like
wanted
her
to see.
outfit
Yeah.
and like her
Right?
her it very much feels like Return of the Jedi Luke Skywalker.
Exactly.
Oh,
It's
yes,
so
very
much
much
better than, her same outfit, but they put it with bleach, It's just like, oh, we got it washed for you.
That's-
You are now our hero.
Yeah.
That's
Like,
the equivalent
what?
of like I part my hair on the other side.
Exactly.
All right, we have our answers in, and the answer is B.
Yes!
Solana.
Yes.
Both David and
I
Alexa.
was like, it couldn't have been because Duel of the Fates, as I remember, because I just remember it being a situation where like, oh, they didn't cater to the cries of
Mhm.
some people, so I was like, okay, great.
yes,
that-
Solana, also great Star Warsy last name.
it's a good
We're
one.
naming our future fake child
Solana.
Solana. Yeah.
All right. Question number 3. In James Cameron's Spider-Man treatment, Mary Jane and Spider-Man have weird spider sex on top of what iconic New York landmark? Is it A, the Brooklyn Bridge, B, the World Trade Center, C, the Statue of Liberty, or D, the Empire State Building?
Okay, this is the first one that I don't remember entirely. I think
I'm just
I
guessing,
remember
just
it.
based
Mhm.
on like, is it gonna hurt
Mhm.
where they're
I
doing
mean,
it?
this was your cameo, Alexa.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know, but I don't remember the location. I remember the moment, the sexy times, but I just don't remember the location.
Also, I love that the fake movie poster that I found, I figured out throw you guys off by putting in the World Trade Centers there.
Mm.
Yeah, that like I was like that. That's probably why it wasn't made. Because it was just like, ooh.
Ooh.
That outfit is in like the eyes on that outfit are not right.
I think it's dang sexy. Those eyes.
Mhm.
They're just staring right into my soul. Yeah.
Question: If Peter Man, or no, sorry, if
Did you say Peter Man?
if Peter Parker went
Yeah.
blind, could he still function as Spider-Man?
Yeah.
He has spider
Yeah.
senses.
Yeah,
only-
absolutely.
The only one that couldn't
Absolutely.
is 2099. He doesn't have the tinglies.
Oh, he doesn't have the tinglies. Ooh,
All
that's
right.
right.
So let's go to our answer. The answer is A, the Brooklyn
Hey,
Bridge.
I got it right.
Dang
David,
it.
you got it. Alexa guessed the
Okay.
Empire State Building, which is a
Let
good
me
guess.
explain. First of all, Brooklyn Bridge. I was like, okay, that's in every. I feel like that was in every Spider-Man movie. I should have known. World Trade Center just felt like in bad taste for Spider-Man. I'm like, no, I don't think I should do it here. Statue of Liberty.
Well,
feels
this would have
like
been before
Yeah,
Not
this
yeah,
was the
no,
late
still,
90s.
he had spider sense. He knew what was gonna happen.
Oh my god.
But the Statue of Liberty, I feel like would hurt a lot. It's just the spikes there's spikes everywhere, and then the last one was, I just thought that was like the center for every rom-com. So I'm just like, okay, great. Why
It
not?
seems
That's very
plausible.
romantic.
I mean, any one of these seem plausible, but yes, the Empire State Building does seem plausible.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right? Exactly. Hey, everybody. Welcome to the chat.
All right, on to the next question. In Heat Vision and Jack, Owen Wilson voices Jack's trusty motorcycle sidekick, Heat Vision, before he was hit with a ray gun containing secret NASA technology and merging with his bike. What was his human name? Was it A, Rob,
no.
B, Dan, C, Luke, or D, Doug?
Okay. Okay. Oh.
The thing is, I didn't learn this from How This Not Get Made. I figured this out when you were in our apartment, Dan. You were explaining Heat Vision and Jack, and I was like, what are you talking about? And then you showed us, and then I totally forgot. I'm such a great friend.
Well, you're an even better answerer because both of you got it right. It was Doug.
I was like, okay, Rob and Dan are definitely put in there just to throw us off.
Yeah, Rob and Dan are the creators of Heat Vision and Jack. I put
But
in Luke
For
because
Owen Wilson.
yeah, Owen Wilson's brother, Luke Wilson, and then Doug is the real answer.
So by process of elimination, we got it.
Yes.
I just felt like he's more of a Doug. The vibe of this show is Doug, you know?
Excellent. So right now our score is David at 4, Alexa is at 3. But Alexa, you still have a chance to catch up.
I will. Yeah.
All right. So 3 movies spawned from the unmade Steven Spielberg film Night Skies, all about a farm town family terrorized by a small group of aliens. Which one of these films did not pull elements from this script? Was it A, Gremlins, B, E.T. the Extraterrestrial, C, Poltergeist, or D, Close Encounters of the Third Kind?
Oh man, these are some good. This is a good question. This is a good question.
I
Okay.
feel like, yeah.
Okay.
I feel like Steven Spielberg is, I'll explain later. I'll explain my answer later.
I feel like it's down to 2 for me.
I'm going with improv.
All right.
I'm just going to
All
go
right,
with the
I'm gonna do that
feeling.
one. I'm gonna do that.
All right. Our answers are in. And the answer is Close Encounters of the Third Kind. Neither of you got
Oh
it.
my
the heck?
goodness.
Why wouldn't he do that?
So Alexa
That
got
was the one?
So here, if you remember the story, the movie
Okay.
Close Encounters of the Third Kind came out first. And then
Oh, of course.
the studio was
duh.
asking for a sequel, and he was like, I'm not doing a sequel. I want to do something else, but I do want to do something else about aliens. So that's where Night Sky comes in. And
I love that the audience got it and we didn't. Like,
Should
Andrew
we
Cooter 98. I'm sure you're yelling at us from the street. We're just like, oh my god. Like, I just thought that Steven Spielberg was like, I'm gonna be all classy about it. I'm not gonna include Gremlins. That's how he talks. Yeah.
But
apparently.
Gremlins came from Night Skies. So the idea of like these little critters just like terrorizing a family, that's Gremlins.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
totally knew that, Dan. Dang it. Okay.
We're moving on.
Okay. Ooh, here we go.
Although the song Walk the Llama Llama is featured in the Emperor's New Groove soundtrack, it's not actually featured in the movie and was originally recorded when the movie was titled Kingdom of the Sun. Who did Disney hire to perform this song? Was it A, Sting, B, Rascal Flatts, C, Tom Jones, or D, Aerosmith?
Okay, I'm pretty sure I've got this one.
All right. Answers are in. Let's see what it actually is.
Oh, you're all gonna hate me.
It is B.
Dang it!
Oh,
Rascal
what?
Flats are the
So
artists
the Rascal
behind
Flats.
Walk the Llama Llama.
Wait, what was the story with? Was it just Sting wrote the music?
Sting wrote the music.
That's what it
Tom
was.
Jones was
Okay.
hired to sing the theme song that happened while it was like the very first song of the movie.
See, I remember that. I
yeah.
remember that.
Yeah, he's the one that's that sings Cusco in the beginning there.
Oh, dang it.
So that's Tom Jones. Sting
I
was
just
hired.
felt like Tom Jones would be the type of guy to sing "Walk the Llama Llama." That's just a Tom Jones thing. to
It
do.
would be great. And then I put in Aerosmith because of Walk This Way.
Hi, Micah. Yeah, I'm glad you knew that one because I did not. I was so confident too. Well, Rascal Flats were like Disney darlings before Cars. That's okay. So they
And
they
of
had their
course,
big
we have
comeback.
the resident Emperor's New Groove expert. In the
Oh,
chat.
nice.
Yes. Mhm.
Did he get it right? Micah, did you get it right?
Of course.
Yep.
Ah.
Mhm.
All right, we're moving on.
Maybe should Alexa and I not look at the chat so audience
Well-
can share their answers?
The great thing is like,
It would.
hey, fake name.
I mean, I don't
What's
know
that?
if it would matter or not. Like, do you actually believe them? Or-
That's fair. That's
Yeah.
fair.
The thing is, I don't
mean, I
look at
would've
the
believed
chat
that
because
one.
I'm, you know,
Mhm.
I'm really good at trivia, David, and I don't do that. I don't look at other people's answers. I go for my wrong answer and I defend it every time. Okay.
So, for our next question, we have after Salvador Dali was cast in Alejandro Jodorowsky's Dune, what did Dali demand that he be paid? Was it $1,000 an hour, $10,000 an hour, $100,000 an hour, or just $1, but he gets to keep his golden costume?
Oh, I feel like one of them is an answer I think it's gonna be, but no, it can't be. No.
Pretty sure I remember this one
Ah.
because I definitely remember the story behind it.
Okay. Just gonna do that. Just gonna do that.
All right. Answers are in, and the answer is $100,000
Dang it! No!
per hour.
That
Because
was
his
my
whole
first
thing was that he wanted to be
answer.
the highest paid actor in Hollywood.
Yep.
That was my I was my first answer. And
Gotta
then
go
I
with your gut.
deleted it.
Mhm.
I deleted it.
Uh,
And I said no, the
Mhm.
letter because then David said, "Oh, I remember the story." And D sounded like a story. Like,
so there is some
anyway.
truth behind that because with him getting the golden costume, so they didn't agree to him getting $100,000 an hour. What they agreed to have him get paid was $100,000 per minute that he was on screen. And they figured out with the golden costume that they could probably have him on for like maybe 4 to 5 minutes. But he would also get to keep his costume, in which Salvador Dali was he would have the rights to like display it in any of his art shows from there on.
Oh,
Yeah. So he would eventually get to keep it.
that's so nice. I bet that's all he really wanted. And he was like, I
Mhm.
wasn't really gonna keep the $100,000.
No,
I was gonna,
no.
give it to everyone else and keep the costume.
Mhm.
All right, I think I've got only one wrong so far.
Yes.
Ah.
In Ted Elliott and Terry Rozzio's Godzilla, what creature did they create to face off against the atomic beast? Was it A,
Oh.
Griffin? Was it B, Batragon? C, Leporax? Or C, Centaur? Or D, Centaur?
D Centaur.
Mhm.
Okay, I think
Great. Now that David's not sure, I'm very not sure about my answer.
it might be this one. I want to say
I'm sucking at this trivia. This is not me. I promise you I'm better at trivia.
I want to say it's this one.
I hope you're wrong, David.
Actually, I've been watching so much Actually lately. What a great trivia show.
It's so good.
I've been watching it by osmosis. I feel like.
By me going, Alexa, let me show you this one. What do you think the answer is?
See, I'm more of a game changer person
Yeah.
because it's like it's chaos. You know, you just don't know what's happening.
I'm
and you're
surprised you
more of
haven't
like-
gotten into Dirty Laundry.
No,
We'll
I don't-
get
I
there.
haven't watched that.
Yeah.
We'll get there.
I think
We're,
that
we're
would be
trying not to love too many things at once.
that's Alexa's bread and butter, just knowing secrets about people.
Oh, okay. Now I have to watch this. I have to. Okay.
All right,
Here
we're
we
still
go.
waiting on Alexa's answer.
Oh no, I put my answer.
Wait.
It's a letter.
Oh, you put in.
Sorry, I didn't want to spell it.
Okay, that's fine. Okay.
It's written on the screen.
I know, but then the pressure,
Yeah.
because I would keep looking at it and be like, did I missed that letter.
All right, let's see what it is. Oops. What is
Please.
happening?
Please,
there it
just
goes.
give it to me.
It
yes,
is
Oh,
yes,
a
in
what?
your face, David.
Griffin.
Punch, 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 punch.
No.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, thank goodness.
So the
Wasn't there something to do with bats though?
No.
yes. So
Okay.
here it is.
I heard bat dragon and I was like, I remember something about bats.
There was
Okay, mine
there was
was
like
just
little
like-
bats, like mutant bats that terrorize
Okay.
a small town. But
Okay.
the three that follow, the Bat Dragon, Leaperex, and the Centaur, were all made up for the Marvel comics. Those were kaijus that fought against Godzilla in the Marvel comics.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Mine was just like Griffon was like the easiest one for me to remember, so that's why I chose it.
Wow.
Yeah.
But also, I knew that. There you go.
Does this put us as tied again?
No. So, David, you are
No.
leading by one with
Just one,
5.
okay.
Alexa, you have 4. You are still catching up, though.
I'm still catching up.
It's still anyone's
Still-
game.
Thanks, Griffon. All right, let's see.
All right. In Darren Aronofsky's Batman Year One, what mask did Bruce Wayne first wear to hide his identity? Was it A, his father's masquerade mask? Was it B, a hockey mask? C, domino mask? Or D, a Zorro mask?
Okay, sorry. I don't mean to scream.
Okay. See, I'm starting. Dan, you're doing something really clever here because I'm starting to figure out your like method of coming up with false answers, but it's like, okay, is this like, this sounds like it could be right,
Yeah.
but is that because Dan came up with it? Or is it because it's right?
That's
The-
just Dan in a nutshell.
So here's the thing is that the answer is right for all of them, but they're in different moments of Batman history.
Dang it, Dan.
Okay.
Brought history into this, and now I have to remember dates. All right.
I thought the hockey mask was just a reference to the Dark Knight line.
Here's
was
the
like-
thing. Like you
Okay,
make
okay.
me want to choose A because Batman loves his daddy. And he's like, "Oh, daddy, I miss you." And he would wear the masquerade mask. But I just feel like that's not the answer because that's too obvious. And that's something I would think. So I'm choosing something else. There you go.
I'm just going to put the one that I would want it to be the most and hope that that's correct.
All right, let's see what the
I
answer
feel
is.
like he's classy. Darren Aronofsky. Well, it's Darren Aronofsky.
It is the hockey
it!
mask.
Oh, no!
So that's what he chose specifically for it. The domino mask and the Zorro mask. The Zorro mask refers to the movie that they saw before going into
Because
Crime Alley.
in the original origin comic, they were watching The Mask of Zorro.
Yep.
So I was like, that's the one that feels like the most thematically relevant.
Yes.
Did you guess that too?
Yes.
Oh, yeah, I
both
I
of you
did.
guessed
Yeah,
the Zorro
'cause
mask.
I felt like that was like such a Darren Aronofsky pretentious thing to do. Like, I'm not gonna do a Batman mask. I'm gonna do a Zorro mask because I'm different.
Well,
but
here-
then
here's the
no,
thing:
he
it's
did
the
hockey mask.
the Zorro mask and a domino mask, same mask. Now the
Oh.
the masquerade mask that actually goes back to the 40s when they were explaining Batman's origins, and he found his father's masquerade costume and he fashioned that into his costume to become the Bat because his dad dressed up as a bat to go to parties.
Oh, that's strange
Yes.
and very Batman. Yeah. Okay.
All right, this one I think is up your wheelhouse. This is to write the Jaws parody, Jaws 3, People Zero. Who did Universal hire to write that script? Was it A, the Zucker Brothers, B, Weird Al Yankovic, C, National Lampoon, or D, Mel Brooks?
I was in this episode. I was in this episode and I forgot. Okay.
Okay, I just said my answer, but now I'm starting to doubt myself. No,
Okay.
I'm pretty sure this was correct. This one's got to be correct. I'm not gonna doubt myself. Answer's locked in.
I feel like I know that I'm wrong, but I also feel like, Dan, you're tricking us. I think like comedy Inception. You know the layers of me and David's comedy, but you also know the layers of our brains. So it's just like, me, Michael, and David were in this. So I think you're gonna put this answer, but no. It's not that one. It can't be that. Ugh, I hate this.
I don't know. I don't think you need to second guess yourself because the answer is C.
Yes!
National Lampoon.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, oh, you would put Weird Al. Just
I
to
put in
throw
Weird
me
Al
off.
just because it said parody. The Zucker brothers, you may know, they did Airplane.
Yep.
And then Mel Brooks is famous for all of his farces and parody movies.
I remember it being National Lampoon, but for a moment I was like, wait, was it Zucker Brothers?
Yeah.
I knew for sure it wasn't Weird Al or Mel Brooks,
Yeah.
but
And even the poster here. So the poster, I actually had to Photoshop out the National Lampoon.
Because I feel like
are you
that
gonna
was
show
mentioned
us
a
a
lot.
version with National Lampoon on there?
I failed to do that. I should have.
Oh, okay.
I didn't think that far.
Yeah, I thought it was like I feel like I heard National Lampoon a lot because I just remember thinking, oh, that's something I do know in this How Did This Not Get Made situation.
Well, this poster design is very National.
National
Yes, it
Lampoon.
is.
But it's also very Mel Brooks, a little bit.
Yeah, I can see that.
It's got a little bit of Mel Brooks in there, which is why I was like, dang it, Dan. Like, that's a really good... it's a really good fake answer right there.
Yeah. Does
But
anyone?
I thought because you brought me David and Michael on there, I was like, oh, you're going to do a Weird Al
Yes,
thing.
yes.
Because I'm always trying to guess the theme of your guess, too.
Does anyone remember who the writer was, or one of the writers from National Lampoon? He went on to do a bunch of iconic '80s movies, a lot of high school teen
John
dramas.
Hughes, right?
It was
Yeah,
John Hughes.
Chevy Chase. I'm just kidding.
Yes. John Hughes helped write that movie, Jaws
That's
3 People's
great.
Hero.
Good for him.
All right. In James Gunn's R-rated Scooby-Doo script, who is unmasked at the end of the film? Was it Scrappy-Doo? Was it Rowan Atkinson's character,
Oh, yes. I remember. I remember.
Mondavarius? Was it Don Knotts? Or was it D, Shaggy's uncle, Garrett Rogers?
I was also in this episode. And that's okay. I seriously hope I'm right. because-
Wait, which character is unmasked or which character is like under the mask?
Who is, I guess, under the mask is...
Who's
Like
under
who
the
who
mask?
is the one who's causing all this?
Yeah.
Like who
Who's the
has
bad
the
guy?
who has the
Oh.
motive? Who is it really?
This one I knew just because of Scooby-Doo knowledge in general.
mhm.
Watch me be wrong. But like but also I was on this episode. And I just really hope that this answer isn't because I trolled that episode.
Man, I am doubting myself all over the place right now.
I hope so. I hope so.
I'm
That's
gonna
what I want.
go with this one.
I would love to defeat you in your own podcast trivia. That will be like my greatest achievement.
All right.
Okay.
Ugh,
Let's
don't-
go
not
on to
confident.
the answer. And it is
No!
Shaggy's uncle, Garrett Rogers. Now, Alexa, you answered with Don Knotts, and that was actually half correct because
Mhm.
Okay.
they did a fake out where they unmasked the monster, and it was Don Knotts, but it was a Don Knotts mask. They pulled that off to reveal that it was Garrett Rogers from the beginning of the movie. Rowan
get half a point?
Atkinson was from was used in the film, the 2002 film.
Yeah.
I believe, no, he wasn't behind. Yeah, he was behind all of it. I
Mhm.
believe. Yes. It's been a while since I've watched that movie, but yes. In the original version, it was going to be Shaggy's uncle, Garrett Rogers, who was cut out
Wow.
of the final film.
What did David say?
He
I said
said
B.
Rowan Atkinson,
Yeah,
Mr.
you're-
Bean.
one of us has to be more right than the other, and I feel
You are
like
more right than I
I
am.
was
Yes, you are.
definitely more right.
Half a point
I won't
for
take
Alexa.
the point. I just want that acknowledged.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah. A is. I think A was in the actual movie.
Mhm. All right, moving on. What is the name of the villain from Treasure Planet 2? We actually have a visual of the villain here. Is it A, Metal Mouth, B, Iron Beard, C, Tin Hawkins, or D, Long John Silver? All right, answers are in.
Yep.
Let's see.
And the answer is Iron Beard
Yep.
is the
I
correct
remember
answer.
that.
Yep.
Look at that beard.
Mhm.
That's clearly an iron beard.
Alexa, do you
Like-
know who is going to voice this villain?
Chevy Chase. Wait, who
Not
was
that
it?
problematic.
He is one of the most iconic superhero movie villains.
Mhm.
Wait a minute. Hold on. There's a lot of those. Does he ever do
Marvel
voice?
villain who
Yeah.
has appeared in as the same character in 2 movies,
Mhm.
right?
Yes.
That
Does he
doesn't-
appear in?
It's not Loki. It's not Loki
No.
because he's too young.
No.
He also has a very high voice. So it has to be a low voice because it's
Mm-hmm.
Iron Beard.
Think before the MCU started.
Sheesh. Okay. Before the MCU started,
Mhm, mhm.
And it was
who's
like
the
a-
most iconic Marvel villain pre-MCU.
Doctor Doom. No.
No, like iconic movie villain.
I'm aware he was there. Doctor Doom was in a movie. Fantastic
Yeah,
Four.
but I don't think it's as iconic as this one.
Okay, hold on. I just have to think of somebody with this voice. Is it Kingpin?
No.
Nope.
Michael Clark Duncan? Okay. Geez. I need more clues. Okay, give me a better clue.
What's like the best pre-MCU Marvel movie?
Exploding Pumpkins.
Exploding pumpkins, smashing pumpkins. No, pumpkins. Daredevil? No, not Daredevil. Why am I stuck on Daredevil? Okay.
He then also appeared in an MCU movie as the same character.
J. Jonah Jameson?
No.
He also
though.
manned a
William
light.
Dafoe?
Yeah.
Willem Dafoe.
Yes.
Oh.
Yeah.
I should have known. I'm something of a science guy myself.
You're something of a science guy myself.
Yeah, that's the
That
the
is
line
the line.
that I created. I made it up. Yeah.
I really want Bill Nye to just do a new special just so he can introduce
It was,
himself.
it was Bill
No,
Nye.
I'm something of a science
as-
guy myself.
That's why I said that. Bill Nye as Green Goblin. I would love that, actually.
That would be incredible.
Yes.
If we're going to do another Spider-Verse situation, that's what needs to happen,
Mhm.
I feel.
That would be very good.
Yeah.
All right, Lord and Miller, get on it.
Tarantula guy. Wait, just something in the chat. William Dafoe found out the movie got canceled while he was on his way
Yes, he was.
to the first recording session. Goodness.
All right.
What a way to find out. And
Yeah.
I bet he was like, dang it.
All right.
I got a coffee for nothing. Sorry, that's William Dafoe. All right.
This one is a bit confusing, but Ed Wood's I Woke Up Early the Day I Died went by different names when shown in different countries. Which of these translated names is not real? Is it A, Crazy Nuts, Get Up Early? B, I Woke Up Early the Day of My Death? C, On the Day of My Death, I Woke Up Early? And D, I Died on the Day I Woke Up Early.
Okay, hold on. Crazy Nuts. I feel like. Okay.
Okay, I sent my answer.
Okay.
There's one that I for sure know was real.
I feel like this is real, sadly. I feel like it's real, but I have no other choice. No, I feel like I need to change my answer. No, I shouldn't. Wait, hold on.
Final answer?
No, it's not. Okay. No, I'm gonna keep it.
Okay, all right.
Keep it.
And the answer
Hi, Duggins.
and the answer is D.
Of course.
I died on the day I woke up early.
Of course.
So, Alexa, you chose A. That is actually the Japanese version of this of the name.
Yeah, I
Or
remembered
the
that.
exactly correct way.
Yes.
Yeah, I think
I
it's
definitely remembered that.
Which doesn't truly make sense because no one actually woke up early in that movie. I think there was a moment where like Billy Zane just fell asleep in a grave, like an empty grave, for a bit, and then just woke up in the middle of the day.
Listen,
It's a
grave
weird-
time is different than bedtime.
True.
Grave
That's
time
true.
can be any time. So
Mhm.
I think he did wake up early, grave way. Because I think grave, did he wake up at night or did he wake up in the morning? Or you said middle of the day.
Yeah, he kind of woke up in the middle of the day.
Yeah, he's like way early because I
Yeah.
think the day starts at night. So he was like, whoa, I woke up early for
I know-
nighttime.
I know when they were filming it, they just like disregarded the time of day, and they're just like, it's the middle of the day now. It's the middle of the night. It doesn't matter.
I thought you did A because that was like Crazy Go Nuts University. And I was like, oh, that's a Fahugo Pods.
Oh, I didn't even put that
reference.
together.
So I thought that's what you were doing. I was
Nope.
like, okay, I'm just gonna go for it.
Yeah.
But of course I'm wrong. Yeah.
Crazy nuts, get up early.
Yeah. I should have known because like the three answers were the same. Like
Yeah.
the other three, I was like, one of those is wrong.
All right. Here we have a character in what looks like a weird black suit, has like spikes coming from his arm and like a big Yondu type of
Yeah.
mohawk. Now, what movie is this character for? Was it A, Red Dwarf, the movie? B, Jodorowsky's Dune? C, Jacques Tati's Confusion featuring Sparks? Or D, George A. Romero's Diamond Dead?
So this is nobody who's a listener of the podcast
Mhm.
would necessarily get this, including me. Only somebody who follows social media accounts, I assume,
Yes.
is
Yes.
going to be able to get this one because I
This
don't.
character seems problematic for some reason. I wear shades in the nighttime. I do. Yes.
I'm
Iconic
Damn it.
song.
think.
Let's see.
Okay, I'm gonna make a guess.
Mhm.
I could be wrong. Like the first. Ugh.
All right. Our answers are in, and the real answer is Jodorowsky's
Oh.
Dune.
Oh. Dang it, Dan! You're like really good at making fake answers. It's the letter C because I was like, I'm smart because
Mhm.
Dan would never put that much time to put featuring Sparks.
Yes.
I was like, that's such a lengthy answer for the effort, and I was like, yeah, no, but you would do that. You're
Yeah.
Dan, okay?
So the costume was for a Sardukar soldier. This was one of the prototype costumes that they put
Yeah.
together.
and that's why it wasn't made.
Yes. It's a pretty bizarre costume.
Yeah. It's,
Yeah.
All right, next we have in Cameron Crowe's first draft of Almost Famous, titled Ricky Fedora. Who did Crowe cast to portray the lead character? Was
I
it
remember this one.
was it A, Bob Dylan, B, David Bowie, C, Neil Young, or D, Eric Clapton? All right, answers are in, and the answer is David Bowie.
Hey.
David Bowie was
I
going
was
to be the lead
so
character.
confident it was Eric Clapton.
Mhm.
No, it was
I would have
David
loved
Bowie.
Bob Dylan
Mhm.
to be that.
They were-
I'm almost famous. Sorry.
They were trying to get him into the movie, and then they did kind of a cameo of him where like people were surrounding David Bowie at the end of the film Almost Famous, just to like
Uh-huh.
pay homage to it. Although I don't think David Bowie was actually in the film itself. They were just like,
He was too famous.
He was way too
famous for
famous.
it. Yeah. They couldn't do it. See, I thought Eric Clapton would have been a good choice. I feel like he just I mean, yeah,
Mhm.
I hear he's kind of problematic, but honestly, like just in the context of that movie, because he was out of all of them, I would have been like, yeah, Eric Clapton. He was almost famous.
Ah. all right, David got the right answer on that one. So the score right now, David, we have 9. Alexa, we have 6. But don't worry, you
Oh
still have
gosh!
you
I
still have
so
plenty
much
more
to
to catch up.
Okay.
All right. Before Buzz Lightyear, what was his name? Was it A, Buzzsaw Louie, B, Spaceman Sam, C, Commander Carl, or D, Lunar Larry?
Please, please, please let this be real. Please don't let this be in my head. Dawkins just said your scores must always be each other's number upside down.
All right, answers are in, and the answer is you both got it correct.
Yes!
Lunar
Yeah.
Larry.
Yep.
There.
Buzzsaw Louie.
Buzzsaw Louie.
You thought I wasn't gonna remember Pod made you special? Yeah.
I
And
was
Commander Carl was one of the army figures that Sid blows up in the movie.
And Spaceman
Oh,
Sam
that's
was just
good.
a fun alliteration.
Yeah, I think that's great.
Mhm.
That should be like his son, Spaceman Sam. He's great. Okay.
Ooh, this one might be a little challenging. In the prequel, who discovered Roger Rabbit? Roger meets his future wife, Jessica Rabbit, before taking his name. What was her original last name? Was it A, Krupnik, B, Lewandowski, C, Williams, or D, Taylor?
How come Quizon's not part of that? That's my wife. Okay, let's see. Before her original last name.
Let's see if I remember this one.
Okay.
All right, answers are in, and the answer is A, Krupnik.
Yes!
You both got it correct. I am
Yes.
shocked.
I just feel
figured
like
this is-
Krupnik is a good
Mhm.
cartoon name.
It is.
Krupnik! You know.
I mean, I knew it wasn't Williams or Taylor,
Mhm.
and Williams
Yeah.
is obviously Richard E. Williams.
Is Richard
Yeah.
Williams the animator?
Yep.
Yes.
So, and I don't know. Krupnik felt right.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep. And you guessed correctly.
Krupnik. Yes.
All right. In Jurassic Park 4, the main character, Nick Harris, makes sure the bad guys don't get a hold of dino DNA by replacing the vials in the Barbasol can with what alternative DNA? Was it A, frog, B, toad, C, lizard, or D, bird DNA?
All right. This is a stab in the dark.
Yeah.
All right. Answers are in, and the actual answer is B,
Oh yes.
toad. David got
I
it right.
chose
Right.
the wrong
Mhm.
part of the iconic queer couple, Frog and Toad.
Well, see, I didn't think it was going to be Frog because Frog was already in the original Jurassic Park
Mhm.
of what they used
Yeah.
to supplant or to add to the dinosaur DNA.
Yeah.
I felt like Bird was just like, oh no, that's still bad because that's part because aren't dinosaurs kind of birds? Like,
Yeah,
or something.
I was trying to throw
Or-
you guys off with bird and lizard just because they're supposedly the descendants of dinosaurs.
Ah, okay. Frog. It's because of David. I was like, let's see.
All right. Who is the primary villain in George Miller's Justice League Mortal? Was it A, Lex Luthor, B, Maxwell Lord, C, Ra's al Ghul, or D, Darkseid?
Ooh. Okay. Ooh.
I feel like I'm wrong. I feel like I'm wrong here. And it sucks because me and David aren't necessarily DC people. So this is going to be great.
Oh man. Okay.
This is going to be great for both of us. It's like,
No.
ugh, I've already messed up. I already changed my answer.
I'm gonna go this one.
I hope you're wrong.
I
I
feel
really
like
do.
this is wrong because it makes the most sense, and therefore because it makes the most sense, it's gonna be wrong.
It could be. Oh, you froze.
Uh-oh.
But I'm gonna go with it anyways.
So I win because David froze.
Oops.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
We'll get him back on
Oh
in
no,
just
my
a
Zoom
moment.
crashed.
Oh,
David
there we go.
crashed.
Oh,
It's
we're
back.
back.
It's
And
back.
we got your answer. Excellent.
Whew.
And you're frozen again.
Thankfully,
There you
my Audacity didn't freeze.
Excellent.
go. The audacity of you. Yeah.
My internet connection is unstable.
Uh-oh.
Mine is quite stable. Just letting you know. Okay.
And the answer is Maxwell Lord.
Ah!
Alexa, you are catching up. Yes, it was Maxwell Lord was the big bad I think Ra's al Ghul was in. He was the big bad in the comics, I believe. And then
Yeah.
Darkseid is just. I don't know.
I just feel like George Miller would have been like, I want to go the other way. Like, you think it's going to be Lex Luthor? F you. It's going to be Maxwell Lord.
Mhm.
Yeah. Ra's al Ghul? Pfft.
No.
Yeah. Like,
Oh, I should have known it was Maxwell Lord because for some reason I was confusing that with the guy from Wonder Woman 84. Oh no, that is Maxwell.
That
That
is
is Maxwell
Maxwell
Lord.
Lord.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's in there.
Yeah.
Okay, I thought you put that in there to mess with us because of Wonder Woman.
Oh.
Yeah, I
Yep.
thought my second answer was Ra's al Ghul
Mhm,
because I just feel like Lex Luthor and Darkseid are just like the two most iconic, and Ra's al Ghul is kind of like, yeah, I am iconic too, just not as much.
Yeah.
But Maxwell Lord, yeah,
Mhm,
that was a
mhm.
good one.
Yeah.
Maxwell
right.
Lord's over here.
Which unmade movie did not have Guillermo del Toro attached to it? Was it A, Justice League, B, Haunted Mansion, C, Halo, or D, The Mountain of Madness?
What's the Mountain of Madness?
It is the H.P. Lovecraft story.
Yes. Okay.
Okay, I know which two are not correct.
I spelled that wrong.
It's okay.
But you
Only
know
I
what my
see
answer
it.
Yes. It's a great picture. I
Mhm.
agree. It's a
Hmm.
I
That
just
is.
love
Do you
it.
recognize who's sitting next to Guillermo del Toro?
No, I don't. Is that Kevin Smith?
No, that's Ken.
Ryan Gosling?
Yeah, that's Ryan
Oh.
Gosling.
It is Ryan Gosling.
Yep.
I was like, is that right? Okay.
Yeah. So the two
Fun
of them.
fact.
Yeah, the two
I
of
met
them.
both of them in real life.
What?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Well,
Not
Ryan
at the same
Gosling.
time.
Yeah, not at the same time. Ryan Gosling, I met at a Radio Shack. He was
Mhm.
my customer, and
Mhm.
Guillermo del Toro, sorry,
Mhm.
was on a red eye flight with me
Hmm.
and David. I think to Alaska or something.
Nice.
No, it was like a connection flight from LA to
Mhm.
Oregon, I think.
To Oregon, yeah. And we're like, huh, he looks like Del Toro. And then we're like, that's not him. And then somebody went up to him and said, like, your movies changed my life. I was like, we were right behind him.
Yes. So this photo specifically, so the reason why they became friends is because Guillermo del Toro introduced Ryan Gosling's movie at the South by Southwest Festival. They stayed in contact. There was some talks about him being in the Haunted Mansion movie, but
Mhm.
the reason why they're both at Disneyland together is because they
'cause
were
they
both
were
invited
friends.
to the Academy Award ceremony, but both of them knew that neither of them were going to win anything. So instead of having having a day of like getting dressed up and just like being disappointed by not getting any awards, they're just like, let's just go to Disneyland, and
That's
there
so
they are.
sweet. I just
Yeah.
like that they became friends.
Yeah,
They're just like,
Oh,
aw, like, let's go on Cars Land.
yeah. All right, the answer
Barbie
is
is great, yeah.
Halo.
Yeah,
What?
I knew it. I knew
Peter
it.
Jackson was
Woo,
attached to
what?
Halo. It wasn't Guillermo del Toro.
Well, Peter Jackson was like attached to produce, and
Mhm.
Neil Blomkamp was attached to direct.
Yes.
Right.
Yep. And now with the Justice League, there was
Oops.
going to be a Guillermo del Toro Justice League with Constantine as the main character.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
I'm like, I could have sworn he was in Halo, but again, Peter Jackson. Okay,
It
that was my
seems-
bad.
Halo seems plausible just because of how many props you would have to make for that film.
Right.
Yeah.
I just figured that Halo was correct here because I was like, I remember specifically Peter Jackson and Neil Blomkamp, and I
Mhm.
don't think there was like much other talk of other people. Whereas
Mhm.
Justice League is like, I don't know, like 1,000,000 people have been attached to
Yeah,
that at
yeah.
some point in time.
All of the directors
Mhm.
decided, yeah.
Yeah. All right. So that concludes round one of our
That was round
trivia.
one,
That was just
okay.
round one. That was just the multiple choice. Right
Yeah.
now, our score is David at 12. Alexa, you are at 9. You can still
Okay,
catch up,
that's
though.
not terrible. It's not terrible.
All right. In the next one, I have a list of unmade movies. They're the column on the left. And then I have a number for each of the, concept art. Now, what you have to do is you have to line up each movie with the correct concept art. on there. Now, this is a pretty small representation of each of the concept art pieces. If you would like me to go to a specific one so you can see a larger version of it, feel free to ask me which one you would like to see
Perfect.
enlarged.
Okay, I'm
All
gonna
of
have to,
them.
We can go through them one by one,
Okay.
and for our listeners at home who aren't able to see what's going on, I'll go through each of the 10 and kind of describe what we're seeing. So the first
Alright.
one, we kind of see a kind of like a daddy long legs type spider character with a green head with a nasty scowl on him. He's smoking a cigarette, drinking some wine at a booth of a fancy restaurant of some sort. It's very crudely drawn. Next, we have a
Okay.
kind of a an Aztec type character. He's short, has like these. He looks like a kind of like stone, like a flexible stone type character.
Yeah.
He has a rope attached to him as if he could be worn like a necklace, so he's a pretty small character.
Okay.
Next, we see what looks like a Dementor who's kind of sucking the life out of a tree.
Mhm.
there.
He's thirsty. Yeah.
Mhm. Next, we have a crude crayon drawing of an upside down room. We have a few. Hopefully, we won't get demonetized by or taken off of Twitch for this one. But there's illustrations of naked ladies on the ceiling. What looks like an emperor or king of some sort is sitting on a swing but upside down. There's
Yeah, that's
also
clearly Star Wars.
yeah, there's also
Yeah.
an upside down giraffe there. Next, we have a humanoid half monster lizard thing with a tail. Uh, next, we have what looks like a rock band, a punk band. But a few of the characters here look like they are undead in that. Next, we have a penguin on a sled.
Okay.
Mhm.
Okay. And then can you tell me, like, I know some of these movie titles, but
Mhm.
can you just tell me what they are? Are we allowed to know that?
So,
Like-
Should we go through all of the pictures first?
yeah,
I
so
thought you were
you're going to
done.
be writing
Okay.
down your answers, and then we're going to go through what the.
Okay.
So you're going to go through and list everything from like 1 through 10
Okay.
on there. Let's see. Number 8, we have a bat, but it looks like a larger bat. Has like these fang teeth to it. The face kind of looks like almost part like a half bat, half wolf almost. Next, we have a what looks like a small stump character, like a crazy stump character who looks like he is wearing a like prison stripes. He is using an 8-ball for his ball and chain.
It's ridiculous. Like a
And
fever
then
dream.
lastly, it looks like we have what looks like a city or a town that's in the clouds in a kind of like on a enlarged tree branch almost, but like a kind of a girthy tree branch. It's a lot of like almost Dr. Seuss-ish kind of
Yeah.
shapes and colors to it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
Can I see?
And then can we just tell me the titles? Like so Superman Lives, obviously Superman movie. Diamond Dead, is that like the
So,
Moulin Rouge?
Yeah, so once you
sequel?
have associate the number of the art with the name of the unmade movie. And then David, if you want to, what did you want to see a closer version of?
Number 1 again.
Okay. And then Alexa, if you wanted to see a closer version of anything, let me know.
Yeah. I just want to know the movie titles. Like, what are they? Like,
The
what's Diamond Dead? What's Kingdom of the Sun? What's A Few Good Ghosts? Those are the only 3 that I wasn't sure of.
wait, are you asking me, or are you just like thinking out loud?
No,
No, like,
I'm actually
asking, like,
I'm
what the
like
movie
what
is.
is that? Like cuz
Like,
I know
is it okay to give the
is it
one
okay to
sentence
say
log line
yeah.
of what the movie is?
Yeah, is
Oh,
Diamond dead? Like yeah.
okay. So the way um, that it's supposed to work is you are so put in a number.
No.
No,
So
No.
is because Alexa doesn't even know like what Diamond Dead refers to. Is she
Yeah.
allowed to be told like the
Oh.
one sentence log
Yeah.
line of what
Oh,
that
I,
movie
I see what
is?
you mean.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah,
so
yeah.
Diamond Dead is about um undead.
It's-
Yeah, it's a undead band. It's George A. Romero's musical that he was gonna make. Where
Okay.
yeah.
So it's like Night of the Living Dead, but a rock opera.
Yes. What was the other one?
The
Kingdom
other
of the
one,
Sun
Kingdom of the
is
Sun.
the original version of Emperor's New Groove.
Yes.
Yeah, okay, so I had a feeling.
And A Few Good Ghosts was an animated Disney movie. Oh, my connection just got unstable. I'm gonna have to
Yep,
close
he's
out
There we
the
go.
Twitch
Okay,
thing
so
quick.
he froze.
I think that's
Yeah,
what's
A Few
causing
Good
my
Ghosts
problem.
is about a
Yeah. Okay. Well, I'm
this
just
little
gonna
girl
pause
makes
here
or this
and hope
yeah
that
this
it
girl
comes
makes
back.
a wooden. She makes like a bunch of like
Better
wooden
hope
toys
that
in
it
the.
comes
She
back.
like lives in the
Better
Appalachian area, and she these toys come to life, essentially.
I'm still.
Oh, that's A
doing
Few Good Ghosts.
A Few Good Ghosts, yes, and
Nope. Zoom crashed.
oh,
I am the host now.
we lost David. Hopefully he'll get back
Lost
soon.
David. And you can see like the top of my hair
Oops.
on David's.
Oop. There we go.
Hi.
Hey, we're back. Okay.
I love that.
Mhm.
The top of my head was David for a second.
So sorry about that.
You should be just kidding. Let's see.
All right, I think I got my answers.
Okay.
I'm almost there. I'm
Mhm.
almost there.
Number one
Number one
threw
is-
me off the most, and that's the one that I'm just having to do process of elimination for.
Mhm.
Everything else I'm fairly confident in. There's like one or two that I'm like not as confident in.
I made
But,
sure to go with a lot of the concept art, just make sure it wasn't too obvious as to what it was going to be referring to. So, like, obviously, with something with Star Wars, you don't want to choose something with lightsabers.
yeah, of course.
But still,
Now
This
there
is
is a
good.
piece of Duel of the Fates concept art that I wish you used,
Mhm.
which was the giant baby head.
Okay.
Because that could be Hodorowski's Dune,
It
or
could
that could
be.
be Superman Lives. Like, I don't know what's going on. Why is there a giant baby head in this Star Wars movie?
Let's see. Ooh, those are the two that I can't quite figure out.
yeah. Did you want to see a closer version of any of them?
No, it's not that.
Mm-hmm.
It's the fact that I can't get it.
Mhm.
I think I can. I'm hoping that my numbers are correct. I'm gonna double check that in a bit, and then 1 and 10 are the last ones. 1 and 10. 1. What am I missing? Okay. 10 is. Oops, sorry. I accidentally wrote Jurassic Parks, which would have been a great sequel.
They made more than one park. Oh no!
Exactly. I think that's great. That's what they should do. And then the last one is okay. So I'm gonna type this up.
Mhm.
Hopefully it's correct. Okay. Kingdom. Okay, cool. So
Now
one.
I'm going to sit here and try to think. How much is Dan trying to confuse us?
Okay. I'm gonna try to put all of these. I'm putting the number and then the title.
Yep,
Is that
that
okay?
works.
Yeah. I hope I'm right. Okay. I'm gonna misspell some of these
Because there's one.
Because
There's
not a lot of
one that
space.
seems too. There's two that seem too obvious. Maybe three that seem too obvious, and I'm like, okay, is Dan trying to pull a fast one?
I'm misspelling because I'm typing really fast.
That's okay. As long as I
You'll know what
understand
it
what's
is.
being.
Though
written.
Dune is not spelled with a B, so it's not Doob. Okay. So 5 is.
By the way, I had to close out of my Twitch window, so I will not be able to look at it in the chat.
Jurassic Pork, I wrote. Okay. Dead. Okay. 7 is. I'm hoping that I'm right about Snow Queen, because my friends worked on that.
She's gonna be very disappointed if you get it wrong.
I know. I'm gonna. I'll be like, Okay. Number 9. Okay, cool. And then 10. I got my 10. Here it comes. 10. It's all misspelled. Okay. there we go.
All right, we got our answers in. And let's go through this one by one. The first one is Superman Lives.
Okay.
No!
That was my process of elimination one, and I was like, there's no way.
Ugh.
There's no way that, like, because I knew about the whole giant mechanical spider thing.
Yeah.
What's the explanation behind this picture, Dan? Explain yourself.
So this was this was concept art drawn by Tim Burton, and he just knew that there was going to be a spider in the movie, and he was just trying to figure out, like, where does this all fit in. There was a moment where the spider is kind of the size of a human, but he wears a cloak all the time, and then when he takes off the cloak, it reveals that he's just nothing but legs underneath.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Weird.
Yep.
Oh,
then-
goodness. Okay.
Next we have 2.
Definitely.
Kingdom
Ugh.
of the Sun.
Yep.
Yeah.
Mhm.
All right. So you weren't trying to just be confusing.
No, I wasn't.
No,
yet.
no. This
Or
is.
at least
Look
with
at
that
the animation. That's Disney.
Mhm.
Disney on Disney, right
Yeah.
there.
Now, I will say that this character eventually made it into Emperor's New Groove. Now, it didn't go in as a live character. If you watch the dinner scene where Kuzco gets poisoned, there's a small little decal. It's like it's right on the table. There's a little bit. It's Owaka, I think is the name of the character.
Oh, okay.
But he makes a small appearance in the movie. Mhm.
Yeah.
3, Star
Wasn't
Wars.
the spider guy gonna be Brainiac? That's a question in the chat.
Yes, it was.
Sorry, I meant yes, Duel of the Fates, but yes, also.
Yes. It was going to be Brainiac. Correct.
I remembered this picture because
Mhm.
I remember going, that does not look like Star Wars, but that's nice concept art, I guess. So
Yeah.
Yep.
I remember it. Yeah.
Nope,
well,
you
and
got
that
it correct.
also, because isn't there like a whole thing about like draining the life force from stuff?
Yep.
Oh.
Yeah. So he
Which
goes.
is kind of funny that the actual movie gave us the opposite effect.
Opposite
Yep.
of that,
Giving
yeah.
it life force.
Ridiculous. Anyway.
Number
ridiculous.
4.
Yes!
Hodorowski's
Yep.
Dune.
I
I was like,
remember
it's
this.
very Dolly.
Yeah.
I remember this
Dali.
concept art.
I believe that this was done by Mobius, and Hodorowski and Mobius went on to do a.
Bye, not Ozzy Osbourne.
Well, they
Thank
did a
you for
comic
joining us.
together. They did a graphic novel together. I think it was like Inkel or something like that. But they went on to like start their own career after Dune did not happen.
Hi, Charlie.
Number 5, we have Jurassic Park 4.
Yep.
Yeah.
I remember that.
Yep.
This
Yep.
was,
I remember that. I think you sent that to us like as a joke or something. I remember going like, ugh.
There's a
Like-
few other ones as well. This is the one that most looked like a human, but there was another one that combined with the Triceratops, and that was really strange. And then I figured that was going to be too obvious. And then there was another one with a T-Rex as well. I think this one's supposed to be half raptor, half human head, which, I mean, the most terrifying part of a raptor is the face, the head, and then you just
Yeah.
kind of took all that away.
Yeah, I feel like you showed this during like a
Mhm.
hangout.
Yeah.
with us. It's just like-
6, we have
Yes!
Diamond Dead.
nice.
Mm-hmm. George A. Romero's musical.
I would have loved that. I would have loved
Yeah.
that.
Next, we have The Snow Queen. Alexa, you got it correct.
Look at that animation. Look at that. That's a Mary Poppins penguin
Yep.
on a sled.
This was going to be Elsa's penguin army along with like the snowman army that she was going to use to attack the town.
Right.
Yep.
That's what I figured because I know she was going to be more of a villain.
Yes.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
8, we have Godzilla.
Yes.
So David, you were mentioning the bats from before.
Yep.
These are the bat creatures that we were talking
Yep.
about. Yes.
That's the only way I knew it.
Mhm. And then next we have A Few Good Ghosts. Oops.
Yes.
Oh,
Which I definitely remember because of your slideshows
yep. I realized.
doing something weird.
Hold on. There it
Or
goes.
is it
Few
doing
Good Ghosts.
everything
Yep.
right? Yeah.
So.
That one I just remember because of that art style. Because the person who was going to make this movie went on to work at Leica.
Yep.
So
Yeah.
there's a lot of similarities there. But
Very-
also it's
very
like
Leica.
very like
Like a.
I kind of like America, like small town America, Appalachia.
Yeah.
type
When you said
feel.
Appalachia. I was like,
Yes. And then lastly,
I must have missed that.
we have
Ugh.
Treasure Planet 2.
I switched them. I switched them
yeah.
because I thought Spider Dude was gonna be like a character in Treasure Planet. Like this was my second guess for that. That's why like those two were switched
Yeah.
for me.
I could see that.
Yeah. Alexa got them all right. The only thing that she got mixed up was Treasure Planet and Superman Lives, which we all do. We always
Yeah.
get Superman
All the
mixed up
time.
with Treasure
Yeah.
Planet.
Yeah, those were like the last two that I was trying to figure out as well, Alexa.
Yeah.
And
But you got him all right. Is
but
what.
I got it right and you got it wrong.
To be fair, like I'm not a co-host of How Did This Not Get Made. And I only got 2 wrong. I think that's quite an accomplishment. But then again, everyone in the chat also did better than me.
All right, and that's the conclusion of round 2. Now we're going to move on to round 3, our third and final round. This one is the Super Muppets. Now,
Oh.
ahead of time, I had David and Alexa think up a movie for me, but there had to be 2 specific criterias when it came to this pitch. So I want them to pitch me a superhero movie with a Muppet cast. And you get to choose the comic book story that you would like to adapt, but I want you to tell me what Muppets would you would cast in what roles, and name at least one human cast member in there. Now, I want to also open up this pitch to our audience as well. If you have an idea for a superhero movie that features the Muppets, you can send that to notgetmade@gmail.com, and we will feature these answers in our email episode.
All right.
All right. Now, I think, David, Alexa, you have your pitches ready to go. Who wants to
That
go
Sam
first?
Eagle is Captain America.
I do.
Very good.
He has to be. That's the
Hey,
only
Cat
one.
Boy.
All right.
I think David should go first.
Who would like to? David, do you want to go first?
Sure, I could go first.
All right. Let's hear your pitch.
Now, when you said comic book story,
Mm-hmm.
I of course was like, ooh, I want to think of an actual specific comic arc to say, because I've been reading comics over the last year, and it started last September, and I've now read over 1,000 issues of Marvel
Wow.
comics, which is very exciting. And I was like, I want to pitch an adaptation of one of my favorite arcs that I've read. So I've been mostly reading a lot of been reading through the best Marvel stories based off of a couple of different lists from 1961 to now. And so I wanted to pitch a movie based off of Captain America's Captain America numbers 153 to 156, I believe.
Okay.
So it's a 4-parter. This would have come out in, no, I had it right in front of me here, in 1970 something. 1972, maybe? 1973?
All right.
1972.
All right.
Now, how much do you know about the how Marvel continuity was kind of created?
From what I remember is that there was, they just kind of they tried to create like their own universe, and then a bunch of like artists were coming in. They wanted to create their own stories, and they started like separating and just like making their own universe just so that they can tell that specific story. Yeah.
Not quite. So Marvel Comics started in 1939, I believe.
Okay.
And during the Golden Age, they had all these stories of different heroes. That's where Captain America originally comes from. But there was not really any sort of sense of continuity. It was just kind of random superhero stuff. And then in 1961 is when they were like, all right, you know what? We're going to start an actual universe with a continued storyline. That's when 616 started, and it's been continuing in the exact same universe plot line ever since then. They have not done big reboots in the same way that DC has done. They have done alternate universe stuff every now and then, but for the most part, it's all 616.
Okay.
The interesting thing, though, when it comes to Golden Age comics is sometimes they refer to things in Golden Age comics, but they're not like quite canon. It's like Golden Age Marvel is like, it's not canon, but it's also not canon. And every now and then they'll like bring in characters or ideas or plot lines from, Golden Age, even though it doesn't quite line up. And sometimes they try to retcon Golden Age stuff. So, Captain America 153, which is the first Captain America comic written by Steve Englehart, who was a big Captain America and Avengers writer in the 70s. This comic starts with so it's got Steve Rogers and the Falcon, and then a new Steve Rogers Captain America shows up who looks exactly the same and has Bucky with him, who Bucky is long since dead. Bucky can't be alive. By the way, Winter Soldier, that was not an idea until like I think 2000 something. Anyways, so it looks exactly the same, fake Captain America, and basically, and then he is trying to kill our Steve Rogers and Falcon. And the story behind this is because this was a retcon of the 50s Captain America, because they were still making Captain America comics in the 50s, but then just ignored those when they said, oh, Captain America's actually been frozen in ice since World War II.
Yeah.
And basically the explanation in this comic is that this is some random dude who is a super fan of Captain America and so got plastic surgery to look exactly like Steve Rogers, and then found a sidekick who looked exactly like Bucky, and they decided to go be Captain America in the 50s. But now he has returned because he absolutely hates this Captain America. Why? Because this Captain America has a black sidekick. And 50s Captain America is a massive racist.
Oh boy.
Which is kind of interesting for like a comic written in 1972 to be like, I mean, like this is definitely, Marvel has done a lot of stuff of like making racism and racists be the villain. One of the cool things about this comic though is that like the last issue has like Steve Rogers kind of grappling with the idea of like, wow, this guy who absolutely loved and adored me is also a massive racist, like, and kind of like wrestling with like, oh my goodness, is my existence giving fuel for racists? So, but the comic, it's also a goofy comic, so it's not a perfect. It's not perfect in a lot of ways, and maybe it's a little bad to do this kind of social commentary with Muppets, but I really enjoy the comic story, and I think it's a lot of fun, and I would definitely see this as Muppets. So, real Captain America, real Steve Rogers is obviously going to be Kermit the Frog.
Yeah.
For Falcon, I'm thinking maybe Gonzo makes the most sense. He gets shot out of a cannon all the time. That could be Wingsuit. Gonzo is Falcon, and Miss Piggy is Sharon Carter. In this, there's no Peggy Carter. Well, Peggy Carter's around, but this is where they actually were trying to do the Sharon Carter Steve Rogers romance. Evil Captain America would be our human actor, played by Chris Evans, who keeps talking about how he got plastic surgery to look exactly like Kermit the Frog Captain America,
Oh, wow.
even though he doesn't. And just the entire movie, everybody's just going to say, oh my God, you look exactly like him. I can't tell the difference between the two of you. How am I supposed to know who the real Captain America is when it is Chris Evans fighting with Kermit the Frog?
Amazing.
Yeah.
So that is my pitch for my superhero Muppet story.
What about Bucky?
Bucky, I guess Bucky would also be a human actor. We'll have Sebastian Stan be Bucky.
Okay.
As well. Which is also funny because Bucky is supposed to be like a 14-year-old kid. So let's just have full-grown adult Sebastian Stan playing 14-year-old Bucky.
Oh, perfect. That's great.
Excellent.
Oh yeah! Oh my goodness! I didn't even think about this. It's just like Kermit and Fozzie being twins.
Mm-hmm.
Now you know what? I guess Fozzie should be evil Captain America. Well, but we have to have a human actor. We're gonna go. I'm gonna keep it with Chris Evans.
If Sebastian
so
Stan
yeah.
stayed in there, but Fozzie is this.
So that's my comic arc. As a Muppets
I like it.
movie.
Yep.
All right.
That was the one thing I was hoping for when I said you can adapt any comic book story. I know you've been reading through a bunch of comics, and I was like,
You wanted me to
you're-
choose an actual specific
yes,
story.
and I was like, you're
I
gonna
really
find
wanted to
an arc.
I really was wanting to do something Jim Starlin because
Mm-hmm.
out of all because I mostly read a lot of 60s and 70s comics,
Mm-hmm.
and I don't know if you know Jim Starlin, but he is like become my favorite of these guess he's a Bronze Age creator, but he's the creator of Thanos. He's a creator of
Oh,
Adam
nice.
Warlock, and basically is the guy who brought in all of the cosmic side to Marvel.
Ooh.
But he is one of the few people who like writes and is the artist. And he does a lot of like weird, trippy stuff with his art. And there's like a lot of he loves dealing with like big philosophical concepts as
Ooh.
well. His comics are super fun. Yeah, I couldn't think of a good story and how to cast it with Muppets for Jim Starlin. I just
Excellent.
want to say go read Jim Starlin comics. They're super fun.
All right.
He was the guy who came up with like the Infinity Stones and wrote the original Infinity Gauntlet arc as well.
Oh, nice.
Yeah,
Excellent.
cool stuff.
I like it. All right, Alexa, what have you got for us?
Okay, I have two. Because I couldn't do one. And I think you're going to be really proud of me, Dan.
Okay.
Because, so these are two movies that were really, really well received in the Philippines.
Mhm.
And then I moved to America, and it turns out either a lot of people didn't hear about it or they hated it.
Mhm.
Or are you
Um,
going to be specifically remaking specific movies?
No, they're going to be the same movies,
Yeah.
but just with Muppets.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what I meant.
Okay.
So the first one is going to be The Phantom with Billy Zane.
Oh.
Yeah, and am I totally catering to Dan right now? Absolutely. So so this is this is a movie starring Billy Zane
Mhm.
as someone called the Phantom, and he wears this skin tight purple suit with underwear on the outside like a regular superhero. And he's not like an actual phantom, like he's like a human being, and he doesn't really have any superpowers, but he gets his powers from like his ring and like these skulls that he culturally appropriates. It's kind of a problematic movie now. Well, it was then and it still is now, but I think we should just like change a few things to make it more modern. But so the cast is like the characters are like the Phantom. There's his love interest named Diana Palmer. There's this like henchman named Quill. There's the main villain named Xander Drax, who's played by the late great Treat Williams. Sala is this like femme fatale played by Catherine Zeta-Jones. And then there's like pirates. And then one is listed as Phantom's dad, like on like the Phantom's dad.
Mhm.
And then Devil the dog. Devil the dog is the Phantom's dog, who's just like his sidekick, but he doesn't talk or anything. And it's just a very campy, set in the 1920s kind of film noir type of feel adventure, right?
All right.
So the human should still be the Phantom, Billy Zane. I don't think
Obviously.
we should recast that.
Yeah.
But
don't
obviously
fix what's
Kermit,
perfect.
Yeah, I mean, it's too perfect. And then I think Kermit, who's usually the main character, should also be the Phantom. They should both be the Phantom.
Mhm.
So, like, whenever, like, there's, like, a stunt,
Mhm.
like, Kermit does all the stunts. And then nobody says anything about it. Obviously, Miss Piggy has to be Diana Palmer, the love interest.
Okay.
Mhm.
Xander Drax is going to be Sam the Eagle.
Oh.
Because Xander Drax is very like, oh yes, he's like, oh, I'm a very classy villain.
I can-
eh? That's him.
I want
Yeah.
him to do a villain monologue. I think he has a great voice for a villain
He has
monologue.
a great voice. That's what I was like. I need someone with a great voice because Treat Williams has a very like high voice, but it's very like very classy. So I thought Sam the Eagle with a lower register, but I don't know. They both look like the Republicans. I don't know. So I just felt like Billy Zane puppeteering Kermit would be great. Doggins. That's actually a great idea. Quill the henchman should be played by Gonzo.
Okay.
I just think because Quill always looked like he was making a mistake and he was just always bumbling, even though he was like a really tough guy. So I think Gonzo would be good for that.
Mhm.
And then Phantom's dad should be Beaker because it's supposed to be like the ghost dad, like, you know, I'm proud of you.
It's like, I
but
need words
it's
of
just
wisdom from my dad.
Exactly. So it's just Beaker being Beaker, and then Billy Zane just going, "Thank you, Dad." Like, and then Animal should play Sala, which is Catherine Zeta-Jones's femme fatale character. I just thought that was the most chaotic choice because, like, and I think because Catherine Zeta-Jones at one point kisses Phantom, like, "Oh, I love that in a man." I just thought of Animal doing that to Billy Zane would be classic, beautiful,
Brilliant.
and I ship it. And then last but not least, Devil the dog.
Mm.
I didn't want to do this to Rolf because I think Rolf is a lot, you know, better than that.
Mhm.
And I think that would be the whole joke. Would be Rolf be like, "Did you just cast me because I'm a dog?" Like, it's just like that whole thing.
Mhm.
So that was my first answer.
Mhm.
Billy Zane in full Phantom costume with a Kermit in full Phantom costume on his arm. That's what Doggins said. Absolutely.
Yes.
See, everyone is going for my Phantom. Check out the Phantom. I just watched clips of it on YouTube again because I had to like remember some things. So, but it's a trip. I think there's some racism in it. I apologize. It was of the times. My second answer was Daredevil the movie with Ben Affleck because everybody hated it in America, but in the Philippines we were all like, you know, Evanescence was just like, yeah, this movie rocks. Like, oh, this movie's so cool. We're quoting it up and down. Kermit obviously going to be Matt Murdock. Miss Piggy's going to be Elektra. I think Rolf is gonna have a comeback, so he should be Kingpin.
Miss Piggy would be so incredible as Elektra.
Yeah.
Like just
Absolutely.
like I love Miss Piggy fighting people as something that happens in every movie, and that would be just her in with the Elektra size and everything.
Exactly.
Incredible.
Jack Kirby was like the reporter, right? Or something like that, or like
Was
he was like the news guy or something.
No, that's the artist.
the
who
actual
drew
artist. Because
Drew Daredevil.
Kevin Smith was. Well, I think that should be Rizzo the Rat. I just.
I love that. Also, Rolf as Kingpin is a great choice.
It's a
Yes,
great choice
that's
because
a
I
really
feel
good
like
one.
that's why I wanted to tell both of them because like he had such a small role in Phantom and I wanted to bring him back as Kingpin just as his like, oh, I'm angry, you made me a dog, I'm gonna be the Kingpin this time. Animal should be Bullseye, obviously. Just look at him. Look at it. Colin Farrell's performance is basically Animal.
And him as Bullseye, which is hilarious because Animal's supposed to be chaotic, but whatever he throws is just extremely accurate.
Yeah, exactly. And I think that's great for Animal. And you're going to love this one. Foggy Nelson is going to be Fozzie Nelson. So
yeah.
I just, when I wrote Foggy Nelson, I was like, oh my God, it's going to be Fozzie. It's Fozzie Nelson.
Yeah.
Yeah, I also said that Fozzie was gonna be the pirate in the Phantom, but I totally forgot to mention that. Yeah, I think Fozzie just as the pirate, like not being tough at all, is just great.
Mhm.
Even though the pirate is originally tough there. And then Karen Page, I felt like was just gonna be Florence Pugh because she was like the only one I could think of.
Yeah.
Not because I have a crush on her or anything, but yeah, I think she would make a great Karen Page. I think
Yes.
she's just like, oh, she's like the sidekick to Kermit.
Mhm.
Like just seeing Florence Pugh in a Muppets movie, I think is going to be delightful.
Yes.
So there you go.
Yeah.
So those are my 2 movie pitches.
Excellent. I like
Yes, I agree.
it. That is.
Now, while we're talking about superhero stuff, I'm just gonna go off tangent on something that my brain was stuck on yesterday,
Okay.
which is that I've got the Spider Punk miniseries comics, which is a super fun, just like what's the punk rock universe, and we get to see the punk rock versions of all these Marvel characters. And then I was trying to figure out who would be the ska artists in the punk rock world, you know, because ska is related to punk. There'd be ska people there.
Yeah.
And obviously the answer to that is the X-Men. X-Men would 100%. Can you just imagine Beast with like a fedora and suspenders and a trumpet and sunglasses?
I can see
Yeah.
that.
Like, come on.
I agree.
Anyways.
Also, can I change my answer for Karen Page? It's not going to be Florence Pugh anymore. It's going to be Io Edebiri.
Oh.
Io Edebiri as Karen Page is probably the best choice I've made ever. And I can't believe I didn't
Literally,
think of that. Yeah.
4 of the last 5 movies we saw in the theaters had Io Edebiri in it.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. And they were all amazing.
They're all great.
David, piggybacking on your ska idea. What
See,
if?
Charles and Magneto were in a 2-tone band way back in the day before they split off, split up over their differences and how they approached activism. And Charles Xavier went on to go, create what on the surface was this, Juilliard level music school for brass instruments, but really it was funding the Rude Boys. Sorry. Continue, Dan.
Yeah, so I think in the ska band, what if Wolverine? I was thinking he played drums, but what if he played the steel drums? Although his claws would be too much for the steel, so it would
Like,
have
it'd
to
be
be
like-
adamantium drums.
It's like,
I could see that.
Yeah.
See, Wolverine is a guy who's like the one who's like way more punk and is like just wants to be a punk metalhead, but he can't. He still loves him some Operation Ivy and Suicide Machines, and it's like I'll go ska adjacent.
Yeah.
Wolverine, I don't think would be in the band. I think he would be like the producer, and he would find the bands, and then
He's not a producer though because he doesn't want to be there, you know.
Yeah.
But he
This is what
still
I'm
is
saying.
there because
Yeah.
ultimately he just wants a home.
Yeah, that's the producer. I don't know what was wrong with what I said.
You'd be like
It's
a roadie
clear.
or something.
Yeah.
No,
yeah.
the reason here's why I think he would
yeah.
be a producer. He would be a producer that says like, yeah, I need you guys to be in a ska band, and then like on the anniversary of the ska concert, they'd be like, who wants to see Wolverine on bass? And they're like, yeah, and he's like, no, I don't want to. And then they pull him up stage, and then he but then he rocks the house. I think that's what that's what he is.
Can you imagine those like classic like ska sunglasses with a checkerboard on the side, except that the lenses are red?
Oh
for
yeah.
Cyclops.
For Cyclops.
Yeah.
Cyclops
You
would
know?
be in the band. Yeah. I think Jean Grey would also be in the band. She
Oh,
would
yeah.
probably be the lead singer because and then that's why Scott's there, like Cyclops is there to like support her.
Scott. Yeah,
Feels like
Scott would
she's
be
clearly
like the bassist.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
absolutely. Absolutely. Storm would be on keyboard.
Gambit's playing trumpet,
Gambit is playing trumpet. Absolutely.
and Rogue's
With-
on saxophone.
Well, because here's the thing is like, Storm has the wind instruments. Get it? Because Storm. But but she would be on keyboard because I just feel like she's so with her cape and everything. She's a keyboard person, Jim Rash played Charles, and Chris Parnell played Eric.
Oh, and then of course the guitarist is like also just like a real metalhead, and that's Colossus.
Ah,
yeah.
yes.
Jubilee's got something. I don't know. She's got the glitter. She could just be lighting. but she would be in the band. She's too cool to not be. She would also be, I think she would be her own band. She would be the Jubilees, right?
Oh,
Like
there you go.
that's a great ska name, I think, the Jubilees.
That is a good name.
Yeah.
It's a good band name.
And it's just with like Kitty Pryde, Iceman, Rogue would be there.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it's like an all-woman band. I would love that.
Iceman is one you said.
Oh,
And
just
that-
kidding. But Iceman is like a feminist, so he's like, I can be here. I'm also dating Kitty Pryde, and I also dated Rogue. I'm kind of messy.
Iceman dated both of them?
Yep, according to the
All I know
movies.
is that Iceman's gay.
He is?
Yeah, you didn't know that? That was like
He-
a thing in like 10 years ago they canonized him as gay.
I would
Oh.
love. Yeah, that's great. That's great. I think that's the best ending for Iceman because, like, that whole love triangle was terrible, and I hated it. So, yeah. Oh my goodness. But yeah, that's is this the new theme? Is like we have to figure out a ska band for every character?
Yes.
That's the new question.
Hmm.
Yeah. Did I win that answer? Did I win that question?
Is there a winner? Is there a winner for the best Muppets superhero pitch?
We are all winners in the
We're all
superhero
winners, yeah.
pitch. There,
But mainly Alexa. Yeah.
Yeah, I figured I want to hear your creativity alongside with your wealth of knowledge of unmade movies. But I think this is going to wrap up our trivia episode. The final score is David with 22 and Alexa with 17. David, you are the winner of the
Huzzah!
Nimona book and Alexa's glasses.
Hey, we're gonna have to do a comics trade because I got some comic books for you too.
Oh, yes, we do.
Ooh, yes.
Um,
Absolutely.
Wait, let me go find those.
David originally wanted me to pitch a Harley Quinn Poison Ivy movie.
Mhm.
And it was just really just the Muppets supporting their gay love just forever. And that was the whole movie.
Mhm.
But I was like, I don't want the Muppets to see it because it's going to be a very raunchy movie for me, for reasons. Are you going to show the comics, David?
Yes, yeah,
Oh.
I got the because I know you were hunting for this, so
Yes.
I actually got both of the ones that I was showing. So there's
Oh.
the DC Pride. There's like one of like old comics.
Yes.
And then the new
2023.
issue.
Excellent.
Okay.
I am looking forward to that.
We're gonna have to do a comic exchange sometime soon.
Yes,
We're all
we
such
will.
nerds. Just nerds.
But yeah, that's going to conclude our trivia episode. Thank you for everyone who watched the trivia episode. Live.
Thank you, chat, that I couldn't watch because my Twitch died.
Oops. And we will be putting this episode up on our feed. Unfortunately, you won't be able to see all the visuals that we had. Maybe we'll put the actual feed, like we'll put the video onto our YouTube if you want to check that out and see the visuals, because the concept art portion of it, very visual, but it's really cool to check out for sure. But yeah, I think that's going to wrap us up. David, do you want to do our plugs real quick?
Yes, you can go find more episodes of this podcast by going to our website, pipedreampodcast.com, which is also the home of shows like Come On Fahuga Pods, Escape from Vault Disney, Mystery Shack Look Back, and what's the one am I missing? Pod Made You Special. I couldn't remember names for a second. It was really that, like, I said 3 words, and then I was like, oh, wait, there's one that I didn't say yet. Which one did I said this one? Did I say that one? Did I say that one?
I saw it happening. in your eyes, like-
You can also go follow us on social media. We are on Twitter at HDTNGM. We are on Instagram at How Did This Not Get Made? And you can send us your emails, notgetmade@gmail.com. Let us know your Muppet superhero pitches. And we also have a Patreon page with lots of awesome stuff, including Dan's notes and bonus audio when we record it and lots of other fun stuff. You can find all of that at our website, pipedreampodcasts.com.
All right. Thank you, everyone, for watching, and thank you, everyone, for listening. All right.
Goodbye.
Bye.